Welcome, everyone. Have you ever felt like your internal battery is just slowly draining, like the light is dimming? Well, this explainer is for you. Today, we're going to lay out a practical, no-nonsense roadmap to get that cellular power back. This is your guide to the first week on what the source material calls the sovereign path, a journey to relight your inner fire, and we're starting right now.
Okay, let's just dive right in. Before we get to the how, we really have to get our heads around the why. You see, the sources frame our future as this fundamental choice. On one side, you've got the sovereign path. This is all about biological autonomy, learning to work with your own body, with your own cellular hardware, and harmonizing it with the natural world. And on the other side, the singularity approach, which is all about outsourcing our biology to tech and synthetic dependencies. This isn't just about what's healthy. It's a choice about what kind of future we're building for ourselves.
So, to really grasp what this sovereign path is all about, we have to upgrade our whole idea of mitochondria. Forget the old high school textbook powerhouse of the cell thing for a minute. Think of them as quantum batteries. I love this quote. They're the bridge, the interface, connecting the energy that's all around us in the environment with our actual physical biology. They take the energy locked in our food and, literally, turn it back into the light of our own consciousness. So, if we're on a mission to relight this inner fire, first things first, we have to understand why it dims in the first place. What is this dimming of the light that so many of us feel as just, being tired all the time or having brain fog? Well, it all starts deep, deep inside ourselves. Okay, this first concept is absolutely critical. It's called the cell danger response, or CDR. And here's the key. Your mitochondria aren't failing you. They're actually defending you. When they sense a constant threat, whether it's from toxins, chronic stress, or just the wrong environmental signals, they make a very intelligent shift. They pivot from being high-voltage power plants into a low-energy protective bunker mode. So the goal isn't to force them to work harder, it's to send them safety signals so they feel it's okay to come out and power up again. So what's actually causing the breakdown? Well, the source material points to three main culprits. First, you get these tiny biological sparks leaking out and damaging the mitochondrial DNA. Second, the cell's cleanup crew gets lazy and you get a buildup of old, broken-down zombie mitochondria. And third, and this is a big one for us today, EMF interference. You can think of it like static on the radio, just this constant background noise from our modern world that messes with the delicate electrical signals our cells need to function. All right, so how do we start turning this ship around? How do we send those safety signals? Well, the foundation of the entire sovereign path, and your number one mission for this first week, starts with mastering your daily environment. And the most powerful environmental signal you have control over? It's light. Now, this is the crucial point, so let it sink in. Your mitochondria are photoreceptive. They have light sensors built right into them. This means light isn't just something you see with your eyes. It is the primary remote control we can use to directly dial in our cellular energy production from 1 minute to the next. So, here they are, the two absolute non-negotiables for your first week. Step 1, get your eyes on morning sunlight for about 20 minutes. This does more than just wake you up. It actually tells your cells to produce their own internal melatonin, a super potent antioxidant they use for repair. Step 2, after the sun goes down, put on some blue light blocking glasses. This is crucial because it protects that nighttime cellular cleanup crew, letting that melatonin you made in the morning actually do its job.
And beyond the light we can see, we have to manage our electrical environment too. That means practicing good electrical EMF hygiene. The simplest first step is just turning off your Wi-Fi router when you go to bed. That cuts down on the electrical noise while your cells are trying to repair. Also, consider trying earthing, and it's as simple as it sounds, just making direct skin contact with the ground. This helps stabilize the electrical charge of your cells so they can work way more efficiently.
Okay, once you've laid that foundation with your light and EMF hygiene, the next step on our roadmap is to actively signal your body to build stronger, more efficient hardware. We're not just trying to maintain the system here, we're going for an upgrade. And the way we do this is through a really cool concept called hormesis. And honestly, this is a total game changer. Instead of trying to avoid all stress, we strategically use beneficial short-term stressors. These little shocks to the system basically tell your body, hey, the current setup isn't quite cutting it. And that forces a biological upgrade. Your body responds by building back stronger and more efficient than before. Let's look at temperature. It's a perfect example. On one side, you have a quick 3-minute cold shower. This basically signals your body to build brand new mitochondria to generate more heat. It's called biogenesis. On the other side, a 20-minute sauna activates what are called heat shock proteins. Think of these as a tiny repair crew that goes in and fixes up the cellular machinery you already have. So it's simple. Cold builds new engines, heat repairs the old ones. Our exercise strategy follows the same idea. It's two-pronged. Long, steady cardio, what they call zone 2, is like teaching your mitochondria to be incredibly fuel efficient, especially at burning fat. Then you have short bursts of high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. This creates a sudden, massive energy demand, and that is one of the most powerful signals you can send to your body to scream, build more power plants now. So we've used light and beneficial stress to signal for a hardware upgrade. What's the next logical step? Well, we have to give the construction crew the actual raw materials they need to build that new, better hardware. The source material points to 3 master keys. First is PQQ, which you can find in things like kiwi and parsley, and it directly triggers the creation of new mitochondria. Then you've got CoQ10, which acts as the essential spark plug in the engine. And finally, there's magnesium, which is like the master key that actually unlocks the ATP molecule, making all that energy usable for your cells. And you know, what you take away is just as important as what you add. Fructose and processed seed oils are right at the top of the avoid list. They cause something called mitochondrial uncoupling. This means your cellular engines are still burning fuel, but the energy just leaks out as heat instead of being stored and used. It's literally like having a hole in your cellular gas tank. Okay, let's pull all these pieces together and build your blueprint for day 1. We're going to map out a practical daily flow. And we're going to start with a tool that's incredibly powerful and, well, probably not what you're expecting. Believe it or not, the first tool in our blueprint is your own voice. I know, it sounds a little strange, but stick with me. It's a built-in biohack that can directly upgrade your cellular oxygenation, which is a massive piece of the whole energy puzzle. Now, just take a look at this number, 15 to 20x. What if I told you that represents the increase of a critical molecule in your body that you can get from a simple, free practice that takes just a couple of minutes? So what's the story behind that number? Well, research shows that simply humming increases the nitric oxide in your nasal passages by 15 to 20 times. And why does that matter? Because nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator. It opens up your blood vessels, which means it maximizes the delivery of oxygen, that final critical ingredient, directly to your mitochondria for peak energy production. Now let's put it all together on a timeline for your day. It all starts at sunrise, viewing that sunlight to set your body's master clock. Then a cold shower in the morning for that hormetic signal. Maybe a quick HIIT session midday to demand more power. As the sun sets, the blue blockers go on. And at bedtime, you practice good EMF hygiene and turn off the Wi-Fi. You can see how each step flows into the next, creating this powerful, coherent rhythm for your cells. So how do you know if it's actually working? You don't need any fancy tests. Your body will tell you. You just have to listen. Are you waking up with mental clarity before the coffee? Is that afternoon crash just gone? Are you recovering from workouts faster? Do you notice you handle the cold a little bit better? These are the real-world signs that your inner fire is absolutely burning brighter. So as you start this journey, as you become a steward of your own cellular health, I want to leave you with this question. Are you just managing a biological machine? Or, as this quote so beautifully says, are you actually cultivating the very light of your own awareness? That right there is the essence of the sovereign path.